Good evening and welcome to a fireside chat at the Loft NRD after a very, very long time. And I'm particularly happy that our guest for this evening is somebody whom we know very well, someone I worked with a lot. So we have with us Madhavi Latha Pratikudupu and Madhavi Garu. Welcome to RRD. Welcome back, Karthik. We're seeing you here after what, almost 2 years,
Two
right?
years, yes. Thank you. Thank you,
Good.
Amar.
So, by way of introduction, Madhavi Latha is an associate vice president at a leading MNC bank group. She is a former national para swimming champion. She is the founder general secretary of the Paralympic Swimming Association of Tamil Nadu. She is the founder president of the Wheelchair Basketball Federation of India, and she also founded the Yes We Too Can movement that is intended to encourage disability sport participation. Madhavi is a TEDx speaker, Toastmaster, and most importantly, she is a tireless crusader for the cause of inclusion, for the cause of disability sports, and we are super fortunate to have her with us today. Um, the occasion for having Madhavi with us in our first fireside chat after a very long time is that Madhavi is also now a first time author. So, Madhavi is the author of a book, Swimming Against the Tide. And as you can see with the number of post-it notes stuck in there, I like the book and I have a lot of questions for Madhavi. So, first of all, Madhavi, welcome and congratulations on the book. How are you
Thank you.
feeling?
I'm very happy. This author is a new title, right? So I'm very, very happy with that.
So, that's interesting, right? Because I've been watching your social media posts all through the build up to the actual launch. There's one thing that was there in all your posts, and that was you never thought you would be an author. Okay.
Yes.
So initially I thought, okay, yeah, this is Madhavi. She's generally very, very, very modest and so on. But then when I read the book, in the book it says that you are a voracious reader, and then your dad was sure you're going to be a writer. And that's exactly what you've become now, right?
Yes, after so many years, I could fulfill his dream.
Yeah, it's so awesome that you were able to do that. But so, what brought you to wanting to write this book? And tell us a little bit about how about that journey.
Yeah, so actually, for a long time, my family members they were insisting me to write a book to share my experiences, but you know about my schedule, so many programs apart from my regular job, so I could not make it. But thanks to pandemic, it gave me some time. For last 2 years, no travels, even office also work from home, so that I could get some time. And before, in the just beginning of the pandemic itself, when I was giving a talk at Madras Management Association, again one of the participants reminded me, madam, why didn't you write a book? So he reminded in the right time, so I started writing my experiences, and it helped me that the giving talks at various places helped me, because all my experiences are fresh in my mind because of giving talks. You know that each organization will ask about some theme. According to that, I need to share experiences. So that helped me to write. Actually, in 2 months, just I completed the draft.
Two
But
months.
yes, but after that, editing only took some time, because writing, it is my whatever I like, I write. But while editing, we need to step into the shoes of reader and think about whether it's required for reader, all the experiences we love because it's related to us. So that took some time, and finally Sage came forward. I'm so happy.
So I think that's important because when I read the book, it was exactly like I'm sitting and talking to you and I'm listening to you and I'm the way we normally have it. It's so conversational, so easy to read, and for all of us folks who are watching, I just want to point out that do get your hands on this book. It's definitely worth the read. So by way of questions, there are a few things that I want to talk about. My curiosity, of course, and I've got some general questions that are probably more important. But as far as the your story is concerned, right? I think for those of us who are not familiar with your story and why we see you sitting in a wheelchair today, uh, if you could spend a little bit of time just talking to our people about the polio attack, that entire story. It's such a vivid description in the book. It's almost like down to the fact that your dog followed the bullock cart for 20 kilometers while they got you to the clinic. Tell us a little bit about how you felt as you were writing this piece of the story. I mean, I had heard it before, but not to this level of detail.
Yeah. So I also at length discussed with my parents and my siblings, because you know that at the time I was just 7 months old. At the time of polio attack, it was a massive attack, and my parents were in a remote area, so they didn't have any idea about vaccination, and I was affected immediately after that Annaprasana, we say, giving solid food to the child at the age of 6 months. Immediately after that, I got severe fever, and in that area, no doctors, no even that they call compounders like male nurse. Those people are also not there. My father brought from a different place, and then total my body except my left hand, even voice also gone, entire body below shoulders was paralyzed. They took me to a nearby town in a bullock cart, and I wrote about that one. So there also the doctor gave so many, compounder male nurse, he gave so many injections which should not be done for my case. After that, at that time some bus strike was there, so they could not go to any nearby cities. Finally, when the bus strike was called off, then they took me to nearby town Guntur. uh, there they kept one board, it seems, bulbospinal polio, no injections. But by that time they gave so many injections, because of that recovery is very less. So right hand now some moments are there, and my voice also came. Other than that, below body was paralyzed. So it was like a shock for my parents. I was so healthy. My mother used to tell me that my legs were so strong. She used to think that I may start walking in 7 8 months age itself. So like that it happened.
Wow, that's quite a story. So, so when I met you for the first time was at a NASCOM event, right? And we were talking about the why it's important even for people with disability to lead a healthy lifestyle. That's when I first heard about you and swimming. So this book is all about the water, right? It's
Yes,
all about
I
the
know
water. I
what.
love the title. I love the photograph. So tell us about when you started swimming and why it's so important to you.
Yeah, many people ask me whether had I started from my childhood. No, I'm not that much fortunate. So at the age of 37 years, first time I entered into water. Till that time, my family, everybody, friends, everyone thought that a person like me with severe disability should not enter into water because of drowning, fear of drowning. But when my health condition deteriorated because of not having any physical activity, then when I went to doctor, when I was in a situation, even sitting for 5 minutes was very difficult because of muscle deterioration, energy levels, and I didn't know about that name, all those things at that time. Now I know that it's called post polio syndrome. So generally we think that polio affects one time only, but here after some time, for some people, not for every polio affected person, muscle deterioration will start, it seems, that muscle energy levels. So because of that, my spine got compressed fully, not because of not having physical activity. You know that how active I am, driving, working, so many things I am doing, but no physical activity. So because of that it happened, and my one lung covered fully, another lung partially, because of the spine compression. So when I went to the doctor, doctor told me my lifespan would be 1 year. Even that 1 year, he gave like a death sentence. 3 months you will become bedridden. After 3 months, digestive system will be collapsed. Like step by step, he gave me a death sentence. So that time, because he told that only option was spinal surgery, that also success chances were minimal. So we didn't want to go for surgery. When we went to a physiotherapist, just we thought of trying something other than surgery. So he suggested hydrotherapy. So it was like a what do you say, bit shock for my family. How can you enter into, how can he suggest like that questions? But I love water very much. I was the only person very happy for that therapy when he suggested. And the moment I entered into the water, now I because of that only, after seeing the benefits, I became like advocate for swimming or hydrotherapy, because there, no, not only persons with disabilities, even senior citizens or obese people or pregnant women, anybody who cannot do that much strenuous exercises on the ground, if they enter into water, due to water buoyancy, our weight will be less, so less strain for muscles and bones, so we can make movements easily. After realizing that, it's like for me, underwater, it's like a world of freedom, world of enjoyment. Now I can walk underwater, I can do yoga, aqua dance, whatever I want I will do. When I am underwater, that is like my favorite place. I will do whatever I want.
I think also it's a nice story for you to tell the folks who are watching about the first time you swam in the sea. You know, forget about swimming pools. I mean, I can barely swim, so and you swam in the sea. Just, what is that like?
Uh, Before that, I want to tell, once upon a time, that I love water. I could not enter because of these fears. My dream was I wanted to keep my legs in a pool, sorry, a pond or something, and I wanted to listen some light music in a tape recorder those days. So my my colleagues used to tell me, "Okay, madam, you keep your legs in a bucket and think that
Really?
it's a
Oh
pond."
yeah, yeah. So someone said and put on the radio or something. You know.
Yes. So from that situation, from bucket to sea, just imagine, when I went to Thailand, I because that is like a nice place, and uh, waves also not this much. Here in Chennai we see it's more challenging. So I felt I should try there, and our coaches were there. The entire team went there, no. So they were there with me. That physiotherapist, they were just nearby to me, observing whether I am safe or not. I was safe or not. So I entered, and it was like only in the entrance level, no, that waves will be more. If you go a little bit inside, it looks like a swimming pool only. It will be calm. So I enjoyed a lot. Even today, I can't believe that Madhavi swam in a sea.
That's absolutely fantastic. So we stay with something else that I thought was remarkable in the book, right? So I was reading the advance the comments that have come in from A.R. Rahman, from Mr. Murugappa, from Jess, Coach Jess, whom I've been fortunate enough to meet. Four common, or, or all of them have used four words almost, the same words, and I'm sure that they've not met each other. Courage, perseverance, strength, and grace. And I think that's remarkable. And your story, as we'll talk about that a little more, it's like it truly is summed up by that. And I think when you say that, when you're going into the sea, the waves are a little bit, rough in the beginning, but as you go out a little further, I think that's fabulous. That's about risk taking, right? Take a little bit of risk,
Yes.
and the rewards are significant. That's fabulous. The other thing that I wanted to ask you was, once again, reading, and I know how much you value your independence, and I know, so I know the story behind that. So the scooter story in the book, where you saw this girl striking this major pose on the scooter, and
Yeah.
then you told yourself that that's going to be me someday. So when you did get your kinetic Honda, what was your scooter? Kinetic Honda, something you
Yes,
got, right? Yeah.
kinetic only.
So when you got your kinetic Honda and you started riding a scooter, that was that as good as the swimming in the ocean experience, or close? What?
Yeah, that was also one of the amazing experiences in my life. Till that time, no, either my dad or brother, they used to accompany me. They had to take me to my friend's house or wherever I wanted, and I had to spend time there as long as they would be available. I had to coordinate with that one. So I didn't have that type of freedom. Wherever I wanted to go, I can go and sit whatever time I want. So the first time when I started riding scooter, no, it was like I can go wherever I want. I can spend whatever time I want. And another thing is like I used a walker at that time to walk. Though I'm very active person, I can't make faster movements. But on the scooter, I can go. I can raise the accelerator, go fast. So I enjoyed like anything. That was like swimming, no? That also one euphoric moment in my life.
So almost as good as swimming.
Yes.
Okay, we'll talk about your car experience next. Okay, uh, so you said that you've always had two aims in life. Number one is to
Yes.
be independent, and the second is to give back.
Yes.
Okay, how old were you when you realized that this is what you want to do in life?
Very the moment I realized understanding things well, no, maybe it is seventh year itself I started reading books. Maybe 7 8 years at that age itself, because my parents from my childhood, even I think that they might have started when I was in 1 year also. So that's why they was they were kept on telling me that you should be financially independent. You should not be a burden for anyone. And this giving back to society, they didn't tell me. By observing them, I realized that the way they are supporting within the humble means only. Within my parents are not rich people financially, value wise they are very rich. So after observing them, I thought that I also should do within the available means. I should do something for the society. So that's from there it started. And when I conducted tuitions, also you might have read. So I, when students told that they could not pay the fee, I didn't mind to allow them without paying fee. So that is what, that is there. I was a bright student, so I can teach others. That is what I can do. So from that time itself it started.
Tell me about this the 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 impact that you want this book to have. How does that connect with wanting to give back to society?
Yeah, for that purpose only. The main purpose of writing this book is, I thought that I am seeing with my experiences, I have seen there is a huge gap between the perception of society towards persons with disabilities and aspirations of persons with disabilities. So I thought that my experiences will help others to understand what a person with a disability wanted to do in life, and when they wanted to do, how others can support. It's not, I don't tell anyone that I am the only person achieving something. No, my family supported. If you read, you can understand. A persons like you, my friends, supported me outside in social activities. So many people supported. So when a person with a disability wants to achieve something in life, how it can be achieved with the support of many people in the society, in the family. So if people realize that, I hope that they will extend similar support to other persons with disabilities, and other persons with disabilities also can achieve whatever they want to achieve in their lives.
I think that's, if ever there was a call to action or a call to arm, that's that, right? So
Yes.
be that's because you're right. This is such a story of an incredible support system
Yes.
that is supporting an incredible person. So interesting comment. I mean, an interesting point I want to bring up to you. Recently, I came across a description where a client of ours was referring to people with disabilities as people of determination. And that was one of these seminal moments for me where I thought that's such a powerful way of saying it. And I'm blessed enough to know a lot of people with of determination like you. We're truly proud to say that Madhavi Garu is a friend of mine. So people of determination, and if we start saying people of determination instead of people with disabilities, is that a way that we can change the narrative and encourage more people to dream and push and swim in the sea?
Yeah, that will also be good. Determination uh, is a good idea. But one thing is, what I'm looking at society is, don't create more barriers and think that with determination they will overcome all those barriers like that. But this determination word may encourage persons with disabilities. Okay, with determination I can achieve anything in my life, like that.
I think that's an important point because as I was reading about, okay, let me ask you a question. How early in life did you realize you wanted to be a banker?
Actually, I never,
You never
I
thought?
never thought, and I don't like this money financial transactions. But uh, you know that in those days career guidance was not there. uh,
IAS, IPS, bank, doctor.
See, because of my condition, I used to have sympathy for others, how they can give job to me with this much severe disability. So such was the thought process. So that is why I didn't know anybody would give job to me or not. First of all, I didn't have any idea, and in that condition, I faced some challenges in getting job, and finally, when I got job in bank, it's like we were having so many doubts whether anybody would give job. Somebody gave a job finally, even though I wrote entrance test interview. I crossed all the things whatever others are supposed to do, but then also it was like a great favor for me by giving one job. So then I started loving my job. Once For that time, no, before entering into sports, like my career, my job only, my life. I was like that. So I started loving after entering into the job. It's not like a before with the love I didn't enter.
So now you're a banker.
Yes,
And
yes,
you're
I am 100%
and you're
banker.
happy being a banker.
Yes, yes.
Okay, so but I'm going to go back to the early days of your banking career. I was reading through it, of course, and it obviously gave you a lot of real input about accessibility challenges, either in terms of infra or in terms of people's attitudes. So, did that in any way influence your aims?
Yeah, you might have seen at the same time support also. Challenges were there even in that my previous organization. You might have seen that one boss, even he was ready to give me to be a credit officer, where uh, inspections, everything would be involved, recovery for all those things. We should go out. Even he was ready to give that type of chance, but I didn't realize that this can be done different super specialization like that. So but the more challenges I face, no, in life, the more determined. You told that person of determination.
Yes,
So they made me
yes.
determined to do something for people like me. They also should not face this type of barriers. So that is why earlier also in previous organization wherever I worked, after I came out, some other persons with staff with disabilities used to join that particular branch, thinking that it might be comfortable for others.
Okay, okay. Um, Chapter 11 in your book, Prejudice and Pride, I found that to be a very interesting title. When I was reading the chapter, I was getting angry along with, I was the emotional, but it had a very surprise sort of ending. I don't want to spoil it for people who are going to read, but can you just tell me a little bit about this surprise ending and what was the lesson you learned from that episode in your life?
From that particular episode, as you told, I want to maintain some suspense. But thing is, how we can assume things for others. It need not be that boss or someone, and also that was not done out of anger or anything negative feelings. Just as a parental affection.
Mm-hmm.
So, this is what we all need to know. We should not assume things for others, and if we think something is difficult for us, we should not think that is will be difficult for other person also. Because person to person, our passions will change, our interest will change. You know, some people are going becoming mountaineers. Some people may think why unnecessarily they are going and putting their lives into troubles. So that we don't know. So we should not assume things for others. If any person with a disability want to grow in their life, it's like any other person. Persons with a disability, they don't have any special qualities. Like any persons, they wanted to grow in their career. So please understand their feelings and try to encourage them. And if they have any challenges, okay, everybody will have challenges. Try to find ways to overcome that, but don't think that because that person is disabled, we should not give promotion. We should not allow them to grow in their career so that they may face challenges. It's not a fair thing.
I think that's and it's when you read chapter 11, for those of you who I hope all of you do go and read this book. It's such a powerful story and something that we take for granted, growth and promotion. It's a very, very different landscape and it's a very, very different set of challenges that Madhavi had to face. But I won't spoil the surprise. Let them read it and find out better.
And also, we need to encourage people to have open conversation.
So
Suppose if
how
you ask
important?
me, no, Madhavi, do you want to grow? Are you ready to take up this challenge? Then I will tell you. You should not take a decision that, okay, Madhavi is a wheelchair user. I should not give her an assignment for which she needs to travel abroad or within the country. It's not fair, right? If you ask, I will tell I love traveling. I will go for that. I may tell that.
So what you're saying is, let don't I shouldn't assume on your behalf.
Yes.
I should ask you if you want
Yes.
to do it,
Yes.
and if you want to do it, I should ask you what I need to do to help you do it.
Yes.
All right. I think that's
If
an
everybody understands like that, do like that.
so we'll make one note in your next book. You can say talk about that, and we'll make note of this date we came up with this idea at that point. Okay. So you know, to get a little bit serious about something just for a minute. Uh, as I read through the book, there are these heart wrenching stories of rejection and the despair that goes with it, right? So, where did you find the strength to bounce back?
So that is another thing, family support I told. And then the desire within me, like to grow or to do whatever I wanted to
Determination.
do. Determination. So with all these things, you might have seen that next time when I got promotion, also first time rejection. At that time also, many times like suddenly I used to get a feeling, okay, even I write this exam also, this time also they may reject me. Immediately all my that motivation, everything used to come down. Again I used to tell myself, no, let's try, let's see what would happen next time. So then finally you can see what happened, the result. So this is a message what I understood, is like a we even such type of situations when we face continuously challenges also, if we continue our effort without thinking about what's going to happen next, then God also may like, I think, that attitude, and He will definitely help us in the end.
I think that's a that's an important message, and of course you're framing it in your unique Madhavi style, so that makes a big difference. Madhavi Garu, switching directions for a minute, swimming to basketball. That's a east, west, west. Tell tell us how did that happen?
So one UK not-for-profit organization approached me after seeing my efforts to promote swimming in Tamil Nadu. So when first time when they approached, I also didn't know anything about basketball. So when I told them, they asked whether I can partner with them, so that they wanted to help in promoting this sport in India. So then I told them, I asked them for some time because I need to do some research, and I went to internet and saw in YouTube videos. Oh my God, it's a dynamic, energetic game. Then and also it's a team game. Swimming is different, as you told. It's individual. I can go whenever I want. I can practice, no issues. But here it's not like that. We have to play with a team. What are other things I liked in this is, one thing is, without unknowingly, while playing just like that, we will learn leadership skills, team spirit. You are also into corporate, you know how many training programs we arrange for people. Without all those things, just while playing, people will understand all these things, and they will get more exposure and their confidence levels. First training camp when we arranged, very from remote places, that girls and boys came. First time in their life they saw international standard stadium, international coach sitting in a wheelchair, sports wheelchair. They were so hesitant. They were like, suppose if they ask, if I was the player, if they ask name Madhavi, like to tell that, finally they were like shouting to the other team player, Amar, like that. So I realized after 1 week, I could see of change in their behavior, the confidence level, the faces were like with a lot of happiness, confidence. Then I realized, right, we must take up this sport. And another point is, all the youngsters will have some dynamism, energy inside, but wheelchair users, how they would show that one? Every youngster will have that one, no? So I thought that this is a platform where they can channelize their energy. They can very dynamically hitting, and how they play. So
They hurt my fingers also.
so that's why I thought that we should take it up. Like that, our story started.
And that is quite a story. And I think a lot of us at RRD are extremely fortunate to have been and continue to be closely associated
Yes.
with wheelchair basketball. I think it is as exciting and as fast paced as standing basketball. The energy levels are infectious, and it's a full on contact sport. It's like go kart. It's like bumper cars, go karts on a basketball court. It's
And
fascinating.
you attended the training program for referee also,
Yes,
right?
yes, yes. I think it was at least for me, it was a life changing experience. It really opened my eyes, and but I think also the kind of resources you were able to bring, a coach Jess, and
Yes.
all these international coaches, they're just
They are
such
so
so
nice.
inspirational and
Yes.
great people,
Yes.
great people. So going back to the entire sports theme, okay. So okay, so for the benefit of readers, Madhavi, para swimmer, she plays wheelchair basketball. She tried her hand at
Shooting.
shooting, did pretty well. So she's becoming a bit of a. Then she the word bocce also, So she's become a bit of a para sports phenom. So what is what is the state of para sports in India? Team sports. I think individually we are doing okay. There are so many good stories. Tamil Nadu, good stories in Tamil Nadu,
Yes.
all over the country, as a matter of fact. But what is the overall status of para sports in India, in your opinion?
Team sports.
Team sports.
Yeah. So team sports definitely, as you told, we need to go a long way, and also you know that I can go and happily swim and come back. It won't be that much expensive. But when we are going with the team sports, some team of people should come at one place and practice. So there are many challenges considering the accessibility challenges in our country, either accommodation or sporting facility or transportation. With all these challenges, it's a big challenge. So uh, till now at Paralympics level, no team from India participated. You saw so many medals, 19 medals in Tokyo Paralympics for individual
But no,
performers.
no team
No
sports.
team sports participation. So this is the area where all of us should concentrate. There is a talent, huge talent in our country, and now wheelchair cricket, wheelchair tennis, wheelchair basketball. Many teams are there, but they need definitely lot of support from everyone, either government, corporates, everyone. We need more support.
All right. So, as we get ready to sort of wrap this evening's conversation, what are the key messages you want your readers to receive from? Once again, I will go back and say this book it'll make you laugh, it'll make you cry. It's so conversational, it's so easy to read, and it's so typically Madhavi. For those of you who are watching this you'll get much more of this. And once again, I strongly recommend reading the parts when she has to, how she studied for her promotion exam and how she dealt with that entire process and how she bullied Maruti Suzuki into giving her the car that she wanted and not the car they thought she should have. That's a great example of Maruti said, "This is what you should have," and Madhavi says, "No, this is what I want." And then she went ahead and got what she wanted. So I think that's a great story. But what are the messages that you want your readers to receive from this book, Madhavi?
Yeah, you asked messages very cleverly because it's not one message. So starting from the family, uh, as a family member, you can do wonders. It's a either person with a disability or without disability. How we can support each other. That you can see the way you saw that brought up remote village and with a modest income family and with all these things. First thing, as a family member, we all can contribute each other's growth. So that is one thing. And second one, uh, either it is educational institute or corporate, whatever it is, please don't think that one wheelchair user joined your college, so she can't do that one, she can't do that one. No, what you need to think, how can I make that person do everything like any other person? So please don't think that because of that disability that person is not able to do. No, it is because your organization is not upgraded to that level where everyone can participate or perform like any other person in this world. So please think, Madhavi is not able to enter into this room. What I need to do this to arrange a ramp. Now here one ramp is there. I came on the stage. So like that, you people start thinking whether it is mobility related or hearing impairment, visual, whatever it is. If that person is not able to do some things in your organization, either educational or corporate or any other organization, you are the person responsible for it. And also please don't, already we discussed, don't assume things for others, don't hesitate to have open conversation. Many people will have doubts, Madhavi, can I call you person with disability or some differently abled or something, how to
Termination,
call,
madam.
yeah, person of determination, how to call you, how to address you, whether I can support you or not. Easiest thing is don't generalize. If I tell something about other wheelchair, I can't tell about other wheelchair user. We can't generalize. Every person is unique. So ask that person only. That is the easiest way. We need not have all these tensions, everything. Just happily ask. Yamar can ask me, Madhavi, do you want me to support to push this chair or to do this one? I will tell whether I need it or not. So please ask, think about that. Have open conversations. These things will help you not only in this dealing with the persons with disabilities, everywhere in your personal life or professional life will be helpful. Once you start thinking like that, then this world will become welcoming place for everyone.
Welcoming place. I think that's important. But I think I'm going away time and time again with this message. Don't assume, ask. I think that's an important message.
Very, very.
Okay, so now that first book is out, what's next?
Next also definitely I'll write another one.
I think
My-
that is guaranteed, right?
So next I have some ideas like many of our stories are, our players are having very powerful stories. How we can bring those stories out? So that's what I'm thinking right now. How can we bring out all those stories out?
Okay. So, and how can we help?
Definitely you can help and your organization have been helping me. Here I would like to add one more thing about volunteering. So till now whatever I am able to do in this sports arena, whatever I have been trying, everywhere volunteers helped me. And I'm happy that you know that we met in 2013, I think. It's a golden moment. From that time onwards, Saradi has been helping me in so many activities voluntarily. So that is why we are able to do so many things. Like that, other corporates and the corporate where I am working also wonderful support. So in this volunteering work, I am also a volunteer. So I would like to tell everyone, initially we think that we are giving back something to the society, we are doing something for others like that. But in the end, no, we will realize that we are gaining more. Today, this much confidence, whatever confidence I'm getting, my communication levels are improved, and also this writing also. I think that I wrote to even I wrote to you also. I prepared proposals. I wrote to many people. I tried to convince others why they need to support this cause. So all this, if we work in any one organization, I may be expert in one area only. But when we come out and start supporting the society in this social sector, we can try all other things, and we don't know that there is a good marketing person there inside, communication person is there inside. All these things we will realize. So volunteering will help us more than what we are giving.
Once again, Madhavi is all about giving back, and talks about volunteering and how it helps the volunteer more than the person or the cause that the volunteer is looking to support. For all of us watching, can I tell them about international event? No.
You can tell us,
Okay, so
there is
Madhavi just heard
plan.
from the International Red Cross that they'd like to have an international wheelchair basketball event in India next year. So the WBFI is going to take that cause forward. So all you folks at RRD who are watching, it will be an opportunity for us to volunteer. So
Yes.
let's volunteer, and take it from me. I've been there. It is an absolutely incredible experience. So I'm really looking forward to that, and I'm sure that
Thank you, thank you.
given how you make things happen, somehow or the other, you're going to make that happen. And
Yeah,
yes, you
yeah,
can count on us for support.
thank you so much.
Absolutely,
The WBFA team also is doing great job.
absolutely, absolutely. So, I can't thank you enough actually for taking the time to come over, spend some time with us. We've had some technical glitches, but ultimately it'll all be ironed out. So, Madhavi Garu, thank you so much. Congratulations on the book. I'm sure it's going to be one of many. And I'm sure you'll continue to inspire a lot of us and continue to make a difference. And we are truly, truly fortunate and blessed to be associated with you and with the WBFI, the Yes We Too Can, all these causes that you support. And I think if we do get together, once again, stop assuming, ask the right questions, be open, open conversations. We do all of that. I think there's a lot of good that we can all, come together and make happen. Once again, folks, spent this evening talking to Madhavi Latha,
It's my pleasure.
author of a new book, great book. Proceeds from the sale of this book go towards the Yes We Too Can Trust.
Trust.
That
Yes.
is it's a not-for-profit that's working towards encouraging disability sports. Thank you once again for being with us, and look forward to the international tournament next year, and waiting to see book number 2. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Amar.